Hello everyone, welcome to Tips and Joy. My name is Ayo and I share interview and career tips as well as Scrum Master tips. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back. Don't forget to share with your friends and family. Today I'll be talking about the differences between a Scrum Master and a project manager, and I'll jump right into it. I've worked in both roles, so I'm sharing the differences based on my experience. One of the major responsibilities of a Scrum Master is to coach the teams and the organization on the Scrum framework, and they're also there to facilitate the sprint events. Now, I've done a video on the different sprint ceremonies and the purpose of each ceremony, so I advise that you go through all of that. So as a Scrum Master, when you hear that they facilitate sessions, it means that they're helping the team achieve the objective or the purpose of each sprint ceremony. I'm sure you've joined some meetings where people are just talking and rambling, and at the end of the meeting you find out that the purpose for which you even started this meeting has not even been achieved. So that's why you have the Scrum Master there to ensure that the purpose of each meeting is achieved. And also a Scrum Master is also there to remove any impediments. So for example, if your purpose as a team is to develop a software application, all the steps along the way, the Scrum Master is there to remove all the hurdles or any impediments you face as a team, and also to help the team achieve its goal of developing a software application in that example. So think of the Scrum Master as the coach of a football team. The coach actually coaches the team on achieving their goals. The coach is not involved in running around on the field trying to score goals. The coach encourages, inspires, motivates the team to, achieve that goal. The coach looks for any hurdles, any impediment, if there's any person injured, trying to resolve all those issues to ensure that the team members have everything they need to achieve their goal of, scoring goals and winning the league. So think of a Scrum Master in that light. You're coaching your teams on how to achieve the team's objectives. You're not actually in the play, but you are coaching them, inspiring them, motivating them. And you know how vital it is to have a coach on any football league. That's how vital it is to have a Scrum Master coaching, motivating, inspiring, and removing any impediments the team has. For a project manager, you're involved in the entire project. So if your company uses the traditional waterfall project management approach, you're involved in planning, you're involved in the initiation, you're involved in execution, monitoring and controlling, you're involved in budgeting, you're involved in approval of timesheets. And it kind of sounds like, okay, the project manager does more than the Scrum Master, but it actually depends on the company. In some companies, like I said in almost all of my videos, you're not just the Scrum Master, right? They give you some additional roles. If you want to find out about a day in the life of a Scrum Master, you can watch this video here. So it depends on the company, like I mentioned earlier. In some companies, a project manager might be doing more than a Scrum Master, while in others, a Scrum Master might be doing more than a project manager. So I'll show you some major differences I have seen between a project manager and a Scrum Master. So the differences between a Scrum Master and a project manager. The first section is the stakeholder management. For a Scrum Master, they're not responsible for the stakeholder management. So we have a product owner who is also part of the Scrum team. So the Scrum team includes the Scrum Master, the development team, which includes the developers and the test analysts. And we also have a product owner. The product owner works directly with the business to get all the business requirements and prioritize the work for the team. While a project manager is usually responsible for the stakeholder management, communication, in addition to many more things. So for this, the Scrum Master is not necessarily involved with the stakeholder management. The Scrum Master might train the product owner on how to, carry out stakeholder management or how to handle, members of the business, but it's not a duty of the Scrum Master. The next one is resource management. For a Scrum Master, they're not responsible for sourcing team members. I mean, in an ideal situation, they're not responsible for sourcing team members, and they do not manage this team members. So most of them are not line managers to these team members. But for a project manager, they're responsible for resource management, and in some cases, they might be the line manager for these resources. And most of them are in charge of recruiting. So I'm talking about ideal situations here. Like I said, in some companies nowadays, you see them mixing both roles and both responsibilities together, but in an ideal situation, this is what it should be. Then about the product knowledge, a Scrum Master is not required to have in-depth knowledge of the product. While a project manager, just for like your stakeholder management, is always good when you have, some knowledge about the product so that you can, liaise with stakeholders better, and then, so as to make your work easier for you. Then we go to the project budget. For the budget of the project, how we're spending the budget and things like that. Scrum Master is not involved in that, but the project manager is tracking that. Sometimes they do like quarterly budgets, monthly budgets, they're involved in all of that. So a project manager will take charge of that, while Scrum Master will not necessarily, handle the budget. And then the last one is day-to-day delivery. This is where the Scrum Master kind of shines. Like you're involved in the day-to-day, in the sprint to sprint events and their delivery and the increments that are, that are being developed from each sprint. While a project manager is really focused on the high level overview, like they're probably looking at, okay, at the end of this month, what did we achieve? They might also do some sprint to sprint delivery, but they're looking at the overall success of the project. So they are really focused on that, and they might not be involved in the day-to-day delivery, maybe sprint to sprint delivery, or release by release delivery. Then they get really focused on that. Like this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also share with your friends and family. Thank you.